Greetings all. Welcome to the Problem of Being Awake. My name's Ben. I'll be your host as always. Apologies if I don't look at the webcam a lot. I've got my problem going on. So I want to talk about J.K. Rowling and Daniel Radcliffe, the Harry Potter saga, because I just saw something today which made me feel disgusted by him as a person, Daniel Radcliffe. I think he might be someone who will come out of the woodwork eventually. That's a guess. But I think he might. Might be the next Harvey Weinstein. Who knows? But it was him going around a couple of schools and talking to children about being trans. He was talking to young trans children. Children are not trans when they're young. I'm sorry, you have to go through puberty before you have any idea. Well, I said not any idea, but before you know. You have to. That's why I hate puberty because it's evil. But she made comments that were biologically true, and she made them in defence of women who didn't want to be involved in the trans movement. That was what it was. The turf was the word that was created for her. So she was a turf, which basically, I can't remember the exact acronym definition, but it means a feminist who doesn't agree with the trans movement. As if it was expected and almost implied that all women would have to agree with the trans movement and the non-binary movement, the gender flow and flow and flow. But no, she was the first person to be called that. She wasn't particularly a feminist. I mean, she was a feminine woman. She may have identified as being slightly feminist, but she wasn't out there picketing. Not that there would be a reason now. There will be soon, I think. So, who betrayed her? Well, the least of them is the young Ron Weasley. Now, I know his name's Rupert, but I just can't not see him as Ron Weasley. He made comments, a couple of comments, and when asked about them, he said, "I respect her immensely. I think she's very talented. She's created one of the best pieces of art in history, and I'm very grateful for what she gave me." You can respect and admire and love somebody without agreeing with what they say or every opinion they have. And I thought that bang on you. That's great. Because when I was researching, I don't normally research, but when I was researching for this, so good on Ron Weasley. I'm going to keep calling him that. Sorry, Rupert. I love that name and I can't picture anything else. Now, a name I can picture differently is Emma Watson. Now, what does she do? Well, and I will say, the only thing about Ron Weasley, he may have done it for the same reason, but I don't think he did. So she immediately, after putting her rebuttal to J.K. Rowling's quote, she then came to say this within a very short period of time. I want my trans followers, how does she know she's got any, to know that I and so many other people around the world see you, respect you and love you for who you are. Not really true, actually. Still not getting a great approval rating. And she went on to suggest that fans of hers donate to about 3 different major charities for LGBT related things. It was also suggested that half of all profits from Harry Potter moving forward should be towards trans charities. And then they had a bit of a problem with that one because they still get paid royalties and quite handsomely. So they're still earning off her. They just destroyed her life. So she's a vacuous bitch, actually. Vacuous bitch. Self-publicising. I don't think she probably had a trans opinion. I doubt it. I'd be very surprised if she did. I think it was all she said before. Oh, I'm not famous enough. I can get in on this. Daniel Radcliffe's done it, means I can do it. Now, that's fine. Do what you want. Now, the one I really want to read and talk about is our good old friend, Mr. Harry Potter. Because wasn't he a wonder? You know, he, in many ways, defines the trans defines the fictional character. So here's what he has been going and doing. So he spoke out, and he spoke out really quite abruptly against it. He talked about how trans people would be affected. Now, if you're offended by something somebody says, unfortunately, that's your decision. I've said that in a few videos, just to ram it home for the people who are offended. Your decision-making part of your brain, which is right next to free speech, is what makes your offence. So, if 10 people can watch something and one person can be offended, it's because every thought we have is run past every thought we've ever had in our lives, every experience in our lives in a microsecond before it enters our head. So, if no one can be offended, then no one can really talk. So, anyway, Daniel Radcliffe then just devoted his life to being a trans activist. And he gives money to the Trevor Project. And he's currently holding some promotional stuff. And he's chairing a meeting of major trans people. And he's going into schools and talking to kids about trans. And if they say they don't know what it is, well, he's telling them. He's explaining. Now, I can't live in a world like that. I'm sorry, and if you can, I mean, kind of shame on you. If you have children and you're happy for Harry Potter to come in and start explaining, because trans people now need to be understood. Why? Because it's a fashion phase. The statistics, the science do not back it up. He says he's known 33 and he's known loads of trans people. I checked with all my nieces and nephews. They're all younger than him. Not one of them met a trans person at school, ever. Now, he is chairing this meeting and obviously doing his charity work and indoctrinating children. And that I can't forgive. Nor can I forgive the absolute betrayal of all three of them. J.K. Rowling is a kind, honest woman who raised 3 children. I believe it was 3. She was a single mum while writing Harry Potter. She was a female role model. She should never have even been cut down by her hair. And instead she was. But then when she was looking for allies, she found betrayal. And betrayal is the worst thing you can ever experience. If you haven't been betrayed, trust me, it doesn't leave. So, all those children, now let's examine them. And I'm calling them children now. Ron Weasley never would have had an acting job in his life. So he might be a dustman at the moment, but luckily he's rich. Hermione Granger. Probably, I know she was sort of auditioning, but Probably would have been a failed actress. Very failed. She's not that good. Daniel Radcliffe. Well, he was an actor, a child actor. And his parents didn't want him to go into the series, but he did. And he's coming across as very weird these days. And I can't understand how anyone supports him at all. Like they're running this Trevor project. I don't care. No one's really going to care. Only a small minority of the part of the populace care about actual trans rights, because until 2013 it was a mental health disorder in every way, and then until 2019, 2019, when it was declassified by the World Health Organization, and now it's gone. The figures have gone up, and I'll generously say from 0.4% to 5%. I think it's rising to 9% of youngsters now see themselves as genderless. Why? Because it's fashionable. It is fashionable to not be genderless or to be non-binary. That is the only reason. Because hormonally, it's less. I think the exact figure is 0.0004 in women and 0.00011 in men have a hormonal imbalance that would require a sexual transformation. Now, I think that the betrayal, and then to go on and make a big show of yourself about the very thing you betrayed your benefactor of or over even, is a disgrace beyond disgrace. I've slapped the little bugger, personally. He looks weird. He seems weird, and I didn't like the look of him in this article, really, like in classrooms. I'm sorry, I just really did. That's why I had to make this video. I really couldn't handle that. She was a wonderful woman who she should be revered. I've said that already, but there was no reason to cut her down, but she was the first person to be cut down. And we all went, okay. And then more. Most notoriously Russell Brand, recently. And that's where I think the tide will be turning, because very major people are coming out in his support, and those allegations are very likely to be false. And I say that because I've listened to them. And I'm a qualified psychotherapist. I had to get up for my terminal condition, but other than that, I know what I'm doing. So I listened to the descriptions, and they didn't match. As in, it did not sound to me as if they were talking about the actions of the same person at all. As in, they were making things up. There's one that's still in the ether, but I think that's probably gone now as well. But others are obviously, as soon as you get the scandal, others come out to make some cash. Because why? Greed, avarice, no respect. I mean, the youth of today, under 25, they haven't respect for anything. They never have. They were raised on screens, iPads, social medias, and by left-wing teachers who have taught them the wrongs in the world live here. Not in the Soviet Union, Stalin, by the way, that was fine, and Chairman Mao, he massacred way more people than Hitler, but still, all evil, but left and right wing, not evil by default. Anyway, my heart and sympathies goes out to J.K. Rowling. Those children did you wrong in the worst way, and I imagine you loved them, and they betrayed you. And that is very sad. So good luck to you and keep strong. Thanks for listening.